Hello everyone and welcome to my CBS Soaps official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thursday, October 22, 2025. Today on The Young and the Restless, Sharon faces an emotional dilemma. Nick asks Victor for a favor and Daniel tells Tessa he's falling in love with her. At the hospital in Los Angeles, Sharon tells Nick that Mariah needs her, but how can she leave Noah? How do I help her, Nick? She can't be alone. Nick gently points out that Noah won't know if she leaves, but Sharon protests that he can hear her voice. Both of her bobbies are in pain and she can't fix it. Sharon gets on a call with Mariah's therapist to let her know what's going on. Nick applauds her for looking out for her girl. Sharon goes back in with Noah and Nick calls his mother, asking her to put Victor on. Nikki says he's gone up to bed. Nick explains there are questions about Noah's accident and fills her in on the detective in Siena. Nick wants his father to look into the woman. Nikki will see that he gets on it in the morning. Things turn emotional as Nick talks about a tragedy happening to one of his kids again. At the clinic, Mariah looks around the room trying to figure out how Ian got there. Ward counsels her to open her eyes and see what's right in front of her. Mariah tells him he's not real, he's in hell where he belongs. Ian smirks. As they go back and forth, Mariah points out he is connected to every painful memory she has in life. Victor shot him, he's dead. Ian pontificates about miracles. Would you like to feel my heartbeat? Cringing, Mariah tells him not to touch her and grits, leave, now. He replies, like Tessa did. He embraces her dark side, that's why he's the only one in this world she can count on. Ward questions if she's shutting herself off from the world to protect herself or protect others from her. He wonders if he plays some small part in her current troubles and turning sinister declares, I am the entire guiding force behind your entire existence. Mariah tells him he's not even real and hides her eyes. When she looks again, she chirps, peekaboo. As Ian pulls out the Queen of Hearts card, intact, Mariah gawps that Tessa had torn that in half. Ward insists he can help put her back together. She can't shut him out like he can everyone else, not when he's a part of her. Ian keeps probing if he's the reason Mariah checked in there. Mariah packing exclaims, I can't rid of you no matter what I do. He needles that she keeps him close in heart and mind. She tells him he's disgusting and evil. He mocks, and you're not. He reminds her she haunted Sharon. You're evil. Mariah shouts, no, I'm not. She'll never believe that. He thinks she already does. Ian needles relentlessly and brings up her cutting out her wife and kid to live the life she wants. Mariah's sick of hearing his voice, but asks what he thinks she should do with her darkness. Ward urges her to let the boring mortals see her in all of her glory. How will she unleash the fire inside her on the world? Cackling, he realizes she's already taken action. Share with me. Mariah keeps telling Ian he doesn't exist, but admits it's about him, it's all about him. He's delighted. His return with Jordan messed with her head. She drank to get rid of him, but it never worked. The sickness he instilled in her squeezed everything else out. She couldn't be a wife and mother. And then there he was. She talks about the man in the hotel bar. He was an echo of Ian. There was the answer to erasing him from her brain and her life. Ian asks, what was your method? Mariah says she smiled back, laughed at his jokes, and even let him kiss her. When he invited her back to his room, she went, this was the solution. By erasing Ian's life, she could regain hers and get rid of the horror he'd instilled in her. At the club, Tessa and Daniel make out on the stairway. Tessa pulls back, looks at him, and then kisses him some more. Eventually, she stammers, oh God, I'm sorry. Daniel apologizes for letting that happen. She feels she's been drunk and stupid. He knows she needed a distraction. Tessa says it wasn't an accident, she's thought about kissing him before. It wasn't an accident. Daniel admits he's thought about kissing her too. Sitting, Daniel tells Tessa he never would have acted on it. Tessa questions if she made things weird by doing it. They laugh and admit they won't be able to put it out of their mind like it never happened, nor will they be able to go to sleep. They'll clear their heads with a walk. At Crimson Lights, Tessa worries she's thrown things off kilter, but Daniel is calm and kind. She's grateful. He admits his mind is doing backflips right now, so she urges him to trust her and to open up. Daniel nixes the idea. Tessa declares, then I'll talk. She has feelings for him she can't explain, comfort, but also excitement. The feeling makes her float but also grounds her. She continues for a while and declares that he's truly her best friend. He gasps, Tessa, I'm falling in love with you. Regretting it instantly, Daniel jumps up to apologize and leave. Tessa tells him that in another timeline she could fall in love with him too. Tessa asks if it helps Daniel, knowing she could love him too. He tells her this is the only timeline he has. Tessa doesn't know what will happen with Mariah, but she will fight for her marriage and her family. He's still important to her. Daniel wants to put the kiss aside as well as what he said. Can we please just leave it in another timeline? Tessa strokes his face. At Noah's bedside, Sharon and Nick reminisce over a funny memory of their son. Sharon suddenly tells Nick, I've decided about Mariah. She has to stay there in case something happens. Sharon has faith that Mariah will get the help she needs. She's safe and protected. Back in the clinic, Ian asks how taking some man's life made her feel. Mariah says she covered his face with a pillow and stopped before the life left his body. She realized that by killing him, she would be giving Ian more power. I would be giving you control. Ian mocks, the devil made me do it. He declares she couldn't kill that man because she can't kill him. The darkness that I've awakened in you lives on. Mariah insists she's not like Ward. She didn't take a life because she has human decency, compassion, and logic. She's in there because she has remorse. He tried to make her like him, but it didn't work. She will never be like him. Ian chuckles. If there's one thing he's learned, it's never say never. Mariah informs Ward that he won't break her. You are nothing and no one, and I want you gone. She closes her eyes and opens them, and he's not there. But alarmingly, the intact Queen of Hearts remains. Thursday, October 22, 2025. The Past, the Pulse, and the Queen of Hearts. Today on The Young and the Restless, Sharon faces an emotional dilemma. Nick seeks help from Victor, and Daniel's heart leads him down a dangerous path, while Mariah wrestles with the ghosts of her past, one of whom refuses to stay dead. At the Los Angeles hospital, the sun outside has long since set, and the sterile glow of hospital lights paints Sharon's face in shades of exhaustion and heartache. She sits beside Noah's bed, gently brushing a lock of hair from his forehead, whispering words that only a mother could say to her unconscious child. The machines hum softly, marking each fragile breath of her son's life. Nick stands a few feet away, arms crossed, watching the woman he's loved and lost more times than he can count crumble under the weight of yet another family crisis. Sharon's voice breaks as she murmurs, Nick, Mariah needs me, but how can I leave Noah? How can I walk away from one of my children to help the other? Nick sighs, stepping closer. You can't be everywhere at once, Sharon. You've done everything right. Noah wouldn't even know if you stepped out for a day. She looks up sharply, tears pooling in her eyes. He would, Nick. He feels me. I can't explain it. When I talk to him, I swear he hears me. Nick kneels beside her, placing a steady hand over hers. Both of our kids are hurting, but you're not a miracle worker, Sharon. You can't fix all of it. She takes a trembling breath. Maybe not, but I can try. When Sharon excuses herself to call Mariah's therapist, her voice is barely steady. She explains Mariah's hallucinations, the emotional regression, the resurgence of Ian Ward's memory. The therapist promises to keep her updated. When she hangs up, Nick offers her a small smile. That's the Sharon I know, still fighting for her kids even when the world's falling apart. Sharon returns to Noah's side while Nick slips into the hallway, pulling out his phone. His voice drops low when Nikki answers. Mom, I need to talk to Dad. It's about Noah's accident and this woman, Sienna. Nikki's tone sharpens. What kind of woman? The kind who shows up out of nowhere with answers that don't add up. I want Dad to look into her. Victor, gone up to bed, Nikki says, concerned. But I'll make sure he hears first thing in the morning. Nick's voice cracks slightly. Another tragedy, Mom. Another one of my kids in a hospital bed. I can't go through losing someone again. Nikki's silence on the other end says everything. At the clinic, Mariah's mind unravels. The clinic's therapy room is dimly lit, cold, almost dreamlike. Mariah sits in a chair, knees drawn up, staring at the blank wall. But in her mind, the wall isn't blank. It's moving, rippling, and then he appears. Ian Ward, the monster who once destroyed her childhood and nearly took her soul. Mariah whispers, "You're not real." Ian smirks, his voice smooth and haunting. "Reality is a matter of perspective, my dear. Haven't you learned that yet?" She rises, trembling. "You're in hell where you belong. Victor shot you. You're dead." Ian chuckles. "Ah, but death is such an unreliable thing in Genoa City. Haven't you noticed? People like me have a way of surviving." Mariah clenches her fists. "You're just a figment of my mind, a leftover piece of trauma. You have no power over me." He steps closer. "Would you like to feel my heartbeat just to be sure?" "Don't touch me," she snaps. His voice drops to a whisper. You push everyone away, Tessa, your daughter, your mother, but you never push me away, do you? Because you need me. I'm the only one who understands what you really are. Mariah's jaw tightens. You're wrong, I'm not like you. He grins. Aren't you? We both know why you came here. You're not protecting yourself from the world, Mariah, you're protecting them from you. Mariah's voice shakes. You don't exist, you're not even real. Then why do you keep looking at me? He pulls a playing card from his pocket, the Queen of Hearts, pristine and whole. Mariah gasps. No, Tessa tore that card in half, I watched her do it. Ian tuts softly. You can tear up a symbol, but you can't destroy what it stands for. He circles her slowly, predator-like. You've been fighting your darkness your entire life. Maybe it's time to embrace it. Let them all see what you really are. Mariah shakes her head violently, packing. You're not real, you're not real, you're not real. But I am, he hisses. I am the reason you exist. I am the part of you that keeps fighting, keeps surviving. You can't destroy me because I am you. At the Genoa City Athletic Club, the kiss. On the dimly lit stairway of the club, Tessa and Daniel's lips crash together, desperate, conflicted, and charged with the kind of emotion that both thrills and terrifies. When they finally break apart, breathless, Tessa stammers, Oh my God, Daniel, I'm sorry. Daniel shakes his head, his voice rough. No, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. Don't, she cuts in, don't act like it just happened, I've thought about it before. Daniel freezes, eyes wide. You what? I've thought about kissing you, she whispers. Not because I wanted to betray Mariah, but because you make me feel something I haven't felt in a long time. Daniel exhales, raking a hand through his hair. Tessa, I've thought about it too, but I never would have done it, not unless you. Unless I did it first, she finishes softly. They sit on the stairs, the silence between them loaded. Then they laugh awkwardly, both knowing they can't take it back. Later, at Crimson Lights, they sip coffee like two people pretending to be fine. Tessa stirs her drink, her voice small. I think I've thrown everything off balance. Daniel smiles faintly. You haven't, we'll figure it out. You're too calm, she teases. Aren't your thoughts spinning right now? He chuckles. They're doing backflips, but I'm trying to stay grounded. Tessa reaches across the table. Then let me talk, because if I don't, I'll explode. She talks about her confusion, her loneliness, her love for Mariah tangled with something new and unexpected for Daniel. You make me feel safe, she says. Like I'm floating and grounded all at once. I can't explain it. Daniel's throat tightens. Tessa, I'm falling in love with you. The words hang between them like a thunderclap. Instantly, Daniel stands. I shouldn't have said that. Tessa grabs his wrist. Daniel, wait. He turns, eyes pleading. Please just forget I said it. She shakes her head. In another life, in another timeline, I could fall in love with you too. He exhales, broken. This is the only timeline I have. She cups his face gently. Then let's leave it here in this moment. You still matter to me, you always will. He nods, fighting tears. Back at the hospital, Sharon sits beside Noah again, recounting stories from when he was a boy, the time he tried to build a rocket in the living room, the day he covered Faith in glitter glue. Nick chuckles softly, sitting on the other side of the bed. He was always a dreamer, Nick murmurs. Sharon smiles sadly, and a risk-taker just like his father. Then, more serious, I've decided about Mariah. I'm staying here. If something happens to Noah, I need to be here. Mariah's safe. She's getting help. She's strong enough to fight her demons, even if I can't be there to hold her hand through it. Nick squeezes her hand, proud but aching. You've got more strength than anyone I know. Inside the clinic, the final showdown. Ian Ward circles Mariah like a vulture. Tell me, how did it feel when you decided to take that man's life? Mariah closes her eyes. I didn't take it. He laughs. Oh, but you wanted to. Her voice trembles. I covered his face with a pillow and I stopped before it was too late, because I realized something. Killing him wouldn't free me. It would give you power. It would make me like you. Ian's grin fades. The devil made me do it, he mocks. You couldn't kill that man because you can't kill me. The darkness I planted in you is alive and thriving. Mariah steps forward, defiant. No, the difference between you and me is compassion. Logic, decency. You don't get to define me anymore. I'm not your creation. He chuckles darkly, never say never. Mariah's eyes flash, you won't break me, you are nothing, you are no one. She closes her eyes, breathing deeply. When she opens them, Ian is gone. But on the chair beside her lies the Queen of Hearts, whole, perfect, unburned. She stares at it, tears streaming silently. In the distance, thunder rumbles, as if Genoa City itself senses the storm still to come. Next on The Young and the Restless. Tessa confesses a devastating truth to Mariah. Sharon receives a call that changes everything. And someone in Genoa City, someone long thought dead, walks back into the light. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.